Hi everyone, welcome back to Space Engineers. Okay, so I decided that I'm just going to first go out for a bit of a mining trip. Since I now have access to the iron once again, may as well just try and keep on top of it. I then want to make a slight change to my base station, whatever you want to call it. But first things first, let me quickly get a load of iron and then we'll talk through that. Okay, so we'll just get parked up. Well, actually, this iron won't even be unloaded because it's, I haven't got the drain set up. So let me just try and get this guy docked. Oh, too fast, shit. Oh, that was close. Okay. And we are good. Right, so obviously last time we got this first one built and I like it. I think it's nice. It's cozy. However, thinking about it, I can't decide whether I would prefer these being open plan, like all of them being linked. I'm not sure. If I was to link them, it wouldn't be that much work to take out the middle part, and it would allow me to put larger vehicles in. Obviously, I am still limited to the size of the hangar. So, yeah, I can't really decide whether I'm going to do that or not. So that might be something that we do in the future. So I think today the first thing I want to do is I want to get all three of these built, because until I decide to knock them through, we might as well get them finished. We don't want anything half finished in this place. So I better crack on and just copy what I've done 3 more times. I'm very aware that when I set up the sorters on this one, I didn't really kind of show what was happening underneath. But this is all it was. A couple of conveyor junctions and then a couple of sorters, one feeding in and the other one feeding out. And all we do is we turn one of them off, turn one of them on. This one is always set to drain, and whereas this one isn't. That way you can retrieve whatever you want, but you'll drain everything. But yeah, and then we just set up a control panel off of this. There we go. So if I just get a little bit of decoration, I may regret putting these down, but you know, just add something to the hangar space. So I've got a couple of you, and you know what, we'll go for just the 3 barrels. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them that way, because I feel like that could work realistically. I mean, I could be wrong. That top one might just roll off, but it's not. Look, it's pretty secure. So we'll go with that. I might move these, I don't know. But it's just nice having something in the hangar. But okay, so that is all 3 done. All set up with their drains or not draining setup. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. So space for 4 ships in total. Potentially one of them to be a wheeled vehicle. Now, I think what I want to do is I did say last time I was going to start like digging out and make a bit of a kind of like a background don't know what you call it, control area, something or other. And I want to make a living space. But what I really want to do is I want to get over to that facility and I want to get all the stuff from it. So I need to make, well, I want to make a little ship that is solely for cargo. We've got our fighter, we've got our drill. I want a cargo ship, and then the fourth one, I'm not sure yet, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. A wheeled vehicle sounds like a good idea. I'm just trying to think of the where I would actually need that. Now, for the cargo ship, I'm kind of gonna just go for a very basic, kind of like, I don't know. I think it was like a butterfly design, and we're gonna go for the these never land straight. Let me try that again. Ah, that's better. Yeah, I want to go for using the new Atmo thrusters. So the what they called? Yeah, the flat ones. Just two of those either side, two of the large ones, and then a little bit of forward, backwards, left and right. Yeah, left and right. Should be enough to keep it going. Couple of large cargo containers. The gyros, and yeah, I think we'll be good. Now, these don't exist as a large grid, do they? No, so we'll have to use the older style cargo containers, which is fine. Absolutely fine. And I'm gonna want, I don't know how many of these I should go for. Do I go for 3? Let's raise this up a little bit. Whoops, I keep pressing the wrong button. So, power is going to be a big issue, and that is something that I need to work on more, because my fighter, obviously we had to install a second battery down here, which isn't the best design choice, but it works. For the cargo ship, obviously, if it's going to have any weapons, it'll be very light. Like, we're talking like a 1, maybe 2 small Gatlings, but it's more for defense than, well, offense. I need the bulk of this to be, it's going to be light armor. Again, it's not a combat vehicle. And we want it to be as light as possible so we can hold more cargo. So, as far as ports are concerned, let's go for, I guess I want the large ports to go straight down the ship. Straight down the middle. And then what we'll do is, at this point, we will have a conveyor. I'm pretty sure we can go small grid with these. Yeah, and go for one of these. Just to help bring it in a little bit, and that will allow me to put some batteries on the outside, and hopefully it not look as chunky as I think it's going to. So if I just do a couple of them. I think that is the first time I've actually heard the voice on any of them. I knew they had audio, but yeah, I've not heard it before. Right, 1 second. Let me change this up a little bit. Because I want the conveyor to be like that, because I want to be able to put the connector at the bottom. And for a very good reason, that I think I'm going to turn this into a drone later. Because I have an idea about what I want a drone to do. But yeah, let's chuck... Is 3 batteries going to be enough? Probably not. So, let's go for... We'll put that there as well, and then we'll go for another... I can't get the rotation right. Yeah, we'll go for another 2 of these. That is not right. Okay, so that is going to be the length of the ship, which, if you think about it, is only 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only about 5 long, whereas these are designed to hold something that's 7 long. So it'll definitely fit in here. Turning might be an issue, but we will worry about that at some other point. So if we get the connector's going to go at the bottom, but I'm going to have to pad that out a little bit, maybe. Although, I don't know. That might work quite nicely. It'll look quite slimline. So let me quickly get these welded so we can see what we're dealing with. I love having cargo space, well, cargo access just throughout the base. It makes it so much easier. So that is going to be that. Now, obviously, the connector is slightly offset, but my thinking is I'm going to have the cockpit on the front. So that might help it kind of be balanced out a little bit. Now, what kind of ports do we have on the back of these? Small grid. Ugh. Although, I don't really need the cab to be connected, so I might just go with that anyway. I've not used this cockpit yet, so screw it. And it doesn't need to be connected. We don't need oxygen. It's not leaving the planet. It's not being hit to a drill or anything like that.
Energy low.
Making a nice little cargo ship. Looks like something you get out of Enterprise. Star Trek, if anyone has watched that. Okay, so I think that is going to be plenty of cargo. Do I want to put a connector on the back? You know what? That probably isn't a bad idea. Can't hurt to have multiple connectors on it. So let me get one of these built as well. Because it could be that we find a station that we can dock on the bottom, but then when we park up here, we can dock at the back, because that would make it so much easier. And obviously all of our hangars are designed to allow docking at both the bottom and the stern. Right, so then we are going to go for the guts of it. So first things first, batteries. Now we are going to have quite a lot of upwards thrust. So I need to have a decent amount of power. So if we went for sideways power, I could get 4 batteries in here quite nicely, and then use the top for the guts. I like checking out for the meteor storm, so let's just see where this one's coming in. Oh, oh. We did good. Oh, we did very good. And that one is nowhere near. Oh, the turrets all got it, though. Very nice. These were a great idea. One thing I do need to do is make sure we've got enough ammo. Now, we are... Oh, we're fine. We've got loads. We're fine.
Fuel low.
So, let me get these batteries built. Okay, so we've got our batteries. 4 batteries I'm hoping will be enough. I will have space to potentially put more. But the weight of this is going to be quite, well, large. So let's go for... oh, I'm having a moment there. So let's get a couple of gyros. And when I say a couple, I'm going to go for... probably a... I'll go for a gyro per container. So let's go for 4. Why can't I put one in the middle? Interesting. Well, in that case then, remove you and put you at the back there. Okay, so we've got our 4 gyros. We are going to want the... I forget what it's called. The thing. This thing. Action relay. That's what I want. Action relay. Can trigger actions. Yeah, that's the one. So we'll stick you here. What else do we need? Action relay. We don't need a camera. Oh, maybe we do need a camera. Yeah, we'll do a top-mounted camera at the back. Put it just on top of the connector like so. Don't think I can put it there. No, I can't. So it can go there. Okie dokie. What else do we have? Could do lights. We need the thrusters. That's it, right? Just lights and thrusters. Okay. And we're gonna need some greebling. I think this is gonna end up looking like quite a long kind of tube ship. But I think that's what most little cargo ships would look like. As for the thrusters, I will put those onto the greebling. So, pretty sure I don't need anything else. I'm wondering whether I just cram on some more batteries. I would rather be overpowered than underpowered. Right, so we have the batteries put on. So I guess I now greeble. And then once I've got that, that will hopefully give me spaces to put the thrusters quite nicely. I'm going to go for light armor. And I have no idea what shape, so let's just see what happens. Okay, so I've got something. I don't know if I like it or not. It kind of looks like I've just chucked blocks down, and to be honest, parts of it I was just kind of winging it and experimenting. I like building here, like where the armor looks like it's kind of trying to support the internals. I do like that. I enjoy trying to build like that. Am I great at doing this? Nope. But I've made a quirky looking ship, and it is only it's only a cargo ship. It's not designed for anything. I mean, it's got a single Gatling turret. It's yeah, pretty ugly, but it is what it is. It will hopefully do the job. I'm hoping it can fly. If there's one thing I do know, though, is that a quick paint job can make all the difference. So let's quickly do that. And there we go. So I've kind of gone for a base white coat with blue detail. And then underneath, we've kind of got these little black accents, which are just there to kind of show that we are supporting the internals of the ship. I've tried not to go too heavy on the blue. I don't know if I've got the ratio right. But it is what it is. I mean, I think out of the two, I prefer my fighter. I think that's a much nicer built ship. But at the same time, this is just a cargo ship. This isn't anything too special. It's taken some damage. It's been around for a while, as per the rust. So I don't hate it. I think it's Marmite. Like, you either love it or you don't. I do like the shape underneath it. I am a fan of this. This kind of like supported almost hooks that we've got going underneath. I am a fan of that. I don't mind the back too much, and I added on these like little, I don't know what you call it, let's call them love handles, I guess, just to kind of break up the shape a little bit. As for a name, well, I don't know what the fuck this is, so let's call it the Unknown, basically. So yep, we're going to continue with our pattern of using member names, so thank you to the members. And yeah, that is what we're going to call this thing. So let's go to info, the Unknown, because like I said, don't know what it is. I've added some wheels at the front. Why have I done this? Who the hell knows? It's completely unknown. So thrusters. We have 10 upward thrust using the large D-shape thrusters. I've got 6 forward thrust. I've got 4 left for right thrust. I have 4 backward thrust, and then I have 3 down. Now I don't need the down thrust because gravity will do that for me, but I plan on potentially making this a drone. It's a pretty big drone, but I have a plan later on which we're going to try and see if we can do with this guy. Assuming he lasts that long. So all I need to do now is I need to get all the groups and stuff sorted out. So for starters, let's group the batteries. So we have a total of 8 batteries, which I think should be more than enough. KNOWN batteries, save those. What else do we need? So I guess we don't need to worry about, well, I guess we will group all the thrusters. Like the whole lot of them. So unknown thrusters. But then what we'll do is we will have the backwards thrusters as a separate group as well. Don't know if having both of those on the same group is a good idea, actually. You know what? No, we're not doing that. Let's remove those from the group. Because otherwise what will happen is we'll get out of sync. We'll turn all the thrusters on. We'll turn the reverse ones off. And then we'll try and turn the whole group off. And then we'll only have reverse and I'll just get so confused. So let's just not do that. I'm a simple-minded creature. The unknown, I can't even spell it. Reverse thrusters. Save. Now we have 2 connectors on this. We're gonna go the unknown connectors. And both of these, I mean, I don't really mind using P for parking, to be honest. I'm more than happy with that. That's fine. Don't think I need to change anything else on here. I don't think. The action relay. So we're on channel 1. Let's set up the thingamabob. And then try and remember how we do this. Because I don't bloody remember. Oh, we don't do anything, right? We just... because we're on the channel, we can just communicate with the door. Okay. Good. So that one we will send signal. Groups. So we want the batteries on number 1, and that is our recharge on and off. And then we want all the main thrusters on and off. The reverse thrusters on and off. Connectors, I don't really need to worry too much about those, I don't think. I think we're good for a test run. I need to just replace that block once I've got it disconnected. So let's get the batteries onto auto. And the question is, will this guy hold himself up? So all of the thrusters should be spinning, which they are. Okay, well, it's not falling, so that's a good sign. Let's get rid of all of this. And then we go for the slab variant, or whatever you want to call it, half armor block. Okay. So let's get the hangar door open. And I guess we're going to see how this guy flies. Right, so we've got quite a lot of forward thrust, and right now it seems a bit overpowered, but this thing will be heavy. Oh, okay, it lifts quite nicely, and we're not maxing out on power in the slightest. Okay, all good, all good. Let's turn off our reverse thrust. And I guess we go for a trip and just test this. But so far, I would say that is handling like a dream. Oh my god, this is so much better. When I was using my fighter, not my fighter, sorry, the little drilling machine, I could not get up here. You know what? I might have been a bit harsh. It's not a bad looking ship. It's, it is what it is. It's cargo. How's my power looking? So I'm looking at about 1 hour of fuel, 1 hour of power just hovering, which is fine. I should have bought some ammunition with me. That Gatling turret is not going to be of any use whatsoever. Okay. The good thing about only having 3 downwards thrusters is I can't, like, crash into the ground too quickly, which is always good. Right, we're going to stick our reverse thrust on. We haven't got many, so it will slow us down quite on it. Well, at quite a nice speed. Oh, this is actually really nice. The gyro control is very nice as well. Not too overpowered, not too underpowered. But we need to test it with basically a full load. Now we have 4 large cargo containers on this thing. Now we may have overextended ourselves a little bit. But let's test it and just see what happens. Now I don't think this base had a connector on it, which is a real shame. I should have probably put some landing gear on this or the magnetic plate things. But never mind. Let me just see if I can land here gently. The roll isn't overly powerful, but I'm alright with that. And turn the thrusters off. Okay. Keep our light on, because it's nice to see that bush. And yeah, let's see if we can get all of the important stuff from this place, because there was a lot of stuff in here. I just need to remember the easiest way of getting to it. Ah, shit. Fuck. No. Quick. Get the fuck out of here. Go. Shit, a brick. No. Fuck. No. Mayday. I was just minding my business, grinding down your bloody base. Shit, man. My new cargo ship. Holy hell. Okay, we've got some repair work to do. Let's get inside our bloody hangar. And it looks like we may have made an enemy. So that is fantastic. Just need to get back into my base. And I'll get this guy repaired. I managed to get a few bits. I'll be honest, it wasn't overly worth it. I think I got most of the decent ore, like the uranium and stuff, last time I went. So, is what it is though. I got a refinery worth of steel plate, which is always nice. So yeah, I can't be too annoyed at that. I would like this ship to... I mean, what's quite nice is that I put what I think is quite a lot of components in this, and it had no problem taking off. We've taken some damage as well. We've got a couple of thrusters not working, but we are still flying. So let's get inside, get the hangar door shut off. Get the hangar door closed, and get this guy repaired. Oh, I lost one of my love handles. This is much nicer to fly than the fighter. I mean, the fighter is a much nicer looking vehicle, but this is a breeze. We haven't got too much power in any direction that we don't want it. Plenty of power forward and up, which is where we do. Right. Inside we go, and we fit inside this hangar nicely. Okay, close the door. Whew. Right, how's the damage looking? Well, for one, can I get into one of my little hangar slot things? Because that was the whole point. This might be a bit tight. I also don't have any lights. But yeah, I think we're good. Have I made it too long at the back though? We are about to find out. Right, how far back do I need to go in? Oh, I've got loads of room. Stop your belly aching. Back it up. Oh yeah, I've got the reverse camera as well, which I've not actually got to my bar. Let me quickly do that now. Assuming it hasn't been shot out. View. Oh, these cameras are nicer, aren't they? There we go. And then I'm gonna press P because I can. Put them onto recharge. Turn off the thrusters. Oh no, leave them on actually. We're on recharge, it doesn't matter. And then let's get this guy to drain. So that should be closed. That should be completely... Oh yeah, look, we've got some damage. We almost lost that cargo container. It's a tough job moving freight. Right. Let me get this guy repaired. One thing I will say is that, yes, this guy isn't that well armored, and the armor that it does have is light armor. But you know what? It still protected a lot of the core components. I was able to fly back, which is great. Some of our batteries took damage, but because of the amount of batteries that we've got, we had enough to get us home. So, obviously... It's a, like I said, it's a cargo ship. It's not designed for battle. But it has enough armor on it. If I had ammo in that, that would have helped. I haven't even changed its targeting settings. But we have enough time to get away from a battle if we're in the thick of it. Thick of it being a single drone. Okay, so I think I've got the ship pretty much repaired. I don't think anything else in here is flagging up as being damaged. So hopefully we are good. So the inventory as well is not draining. Oh wait, let me turn the drain back on. Now you should be draining. There we go. So obviously all of our conveyor system is working because it's now draining the ship. Which is very, very good. Okay, well on the plus side, we have a decent cargo ship. But what that has just told me is that because we've gone for a very light... what do you call it? We've gone for a very light ship in regards to armament. It doesn't have like the best defenses. So maybe what we should be doing is building a vehicle for this guy to sit on. Maybe. Or something that we can... Oh no, let's not even worry about it, because realistically, like, I'm not going to be able to drive to that outpost that I went to. Oh, it's gone off my radar. Oh, so it's now hostile to me again, is it? Interesting. I wonder if we could use the fight. Actually, before I do anything else, before I forget, let me blueprint this guy. There we go. We've got the unknown. All done. What is that? Is that from... That is from when I played Space Engineers like yonks and yonks and yonks ago. We'll get rid of that. And Blue Stripe. Jesus. That was a long time ago as well. I'll get rid of that. That was a terrible looking ship. And we'll get rid of that as well. So I currently have 2 decent ships. The Druid actually needs updating with the paint job. So let's grab that. We'll delete that one. There we go. So now we have the paint job saved. And what that should allow us to do is as well, we should be able to like print one of these off. Because it's relatively small. I reckon we could get a welder close enough that it can print the middle of this. I don't see that being an issue. Speaking of repairing, where would I put a repair area in here? I guess it makes sense for it to be inside because it's protected. I mean, I guess I could do each of the pockets to have its own repair area. Like it's you could have welders in the ceiling and they could come down and repair the ships or print the ships. I'd have to just set up because you have to get them connected to the grid, don't you, via like merge block or something. Because doesn't the ship it's printing have to be part of... oh, I can't remember actually. I'll have to replay it. It's been a while. I'm sure there was something special you had to do to get a ship to be printed. I don't remember. Well, I fucked up there, didn't I? But luckily, there was no damage there, which was alright. I was getting confused because my thrusters were showing that something wasn't connected, but it clearly was. No! Oh, you dick. Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's only superficial damage. I don't have my hotbar the same as the fighter or the drill. I want to flip these two. If I remove you. My reverse thrusters need to be on number 2. And then the rest of the thrusters should be... You know what? Let's move them like way over to number 5. I'm an old man. I don't understand buttons. So that's that. And then that's the reverse thrusters. Okay. Let's get you docked up and get some more repairs done, shall we? Okay. For the second and hopefully the last time today, that is all the repairs done to this bloody ship. Now, something I just want to check. The batteries. Are these all on recharge? Because I grouped them, but some of them seem to be filling faster than others. Ship power, minor overload. What does that mean? Is that just because it's full? I don't know what that means. Who knows? It's got an overload. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, so I think I know what the minor overload is. I think I'm out of power. Which obviously isn't great. We're obviously just trickling it through because the base has still got power, but it's not enough. The ship's recharging and it's just using it all. So I've got barely enough just to keep everything going. So I think power needs to be my next plan. Um, so I spoke before about having some solar panels on the side of the mountain, and I probably will still do that, but the amount of time that would take to get set up, I might as well use some of this ice that I've got. Now what I want to do is have an area where I'm like mining a lot of the ice, like absolutely tons of it, but then I want a system that won't fill itself up. So using the, I can't remember what the block's called now. Using this block, it has a cargo filled percentage thing. So what we could say is if the cargo of it was filled up to like say 80%, then have it start doing some drilling or some mining or whatever. And we store the ice at that facility and we bring it back here for processing into hydrogen, which we can use in hydrogen engines, which we can use to fuel our ships. Now, one thing I could do would be to run a conveyor network either under the ice, but that's stupid considering I'm going to be mining it, over the ice, but that's kind of open to fire and meteor strikes. Or we transport the ice via vehicle. And to be honest, I think I like the idea of that. Have a little vehicle, and I might try a wheeled vehicle. I don't know if you can do them. They used to be a problem when trying to automate their driving. Well, using like remote control blocks and GPS and whatever. But have a little cargo ship or vehicle, go over to our little ice patch where we're going to mine it, have it load up, have it come back here and offload, go back and then kind of do that. Feels like a pretty big job, but I think that's a good idea. I think we could do that. Now there's one slight issue. I've got all these bloody craters, so I need to figure out a way of kind of giving it a safe journey to go. And even if I was to turn off the meteor strikes, there's still the issue of like other factions here that could fire at it. So realistically, the meteors, obviously, like if a drone was to come and start firing rockets, it would completely ruin the terrain. So I think we need to have like a defensive path over to wherever we're going to mine. And we want those to be reloadable with ammunition pretty easy. But I don't want to use conveyors either below the ground or above the ground. We're going to do it all via drone or vehicle. So I think the first thing I want to do is decide where I'm going to do the mining. Now over here seems to be the least amount of traffic. Now I know it won't stay that way, because as you go to other areas, they will obviously start spawning. So if we were to go like way over here, away from the base, there is plenty of ice, obviously. We could make a really massive drilling rig, have it spin or do whatever we want it to do. Have loads of storage, so loads of cargo containers holding the ice, and then cargo access to it. And then our little vehicle will come in, up a ramp or whatever. You can have a little office area, a little living space, its own survival kit, all that kind of good stuff. But I need to kind of plan out how I want that to work. And I need to figure out what I'm going to do with all these holes. Oh, shit. Well, that's one way of getting home. Unfortunately, near my body location. Oh, I'm collecting the drills. Okay, so I think the first thing I want to do, excuse me, is we're going to obviously take our little cargo ship over. We've got to use it for something. And that other base is now hostile, so we can't really use it against that. But I want to load this guy up. Now, let me make sure. Yeah, good. I'm just going to start leaving the thrusters on unless I'm traveling. So if we get this parked up in the middle of the hangar, and let's get it loaded up with some material so we don't have to keep coming back. Okay, I think we're about done. So let's get taken off. Oh, so look at the weight, 148,000 kilogram, and it's still keeping its height relatively stable. So I am more than happy with this. It is what it is supposed to be. It is a cargo ship worthy of the name. And it's Atmo. Like, it's not hydrogen. It's all atmospheric thrusters. So it's equipped with all the batteries required. It has minimal defense. It is exactly what you would expect a cargo ship to be. You know what? I was gonna live here, but I've got a better idea. Let me go over here. We have a little place that we took over. And if we were to set up shop down here, we would be very close to that iron patch. So we could set up like a dual mining operation. Is this a good idea considering the traffic? It's probably fine. My biggest concern would be that asset research base there. Everything else, we have a bit of distance between us. But yeah, maybe this would be better. Set up here, close to our iron, be on the same route. Although... no, actually, you know what? No, I go back on that. I will set up a second outpost over here at some point. I don't like how close I am. Instead, let's go back to safety. We haven't got to travel as far with the drone just to get us started. And also, I don't want to be in that shade. I want to be somewhere where there's a bit more light. Like at this time of day, well, sun's over there. If we set up over here, we are within visual range of our home. And we've got plenty of daylight. And there's also something there that we may be able to mine. If I've not already found it. Sorry, not already located it via GPS. So, let's land here. And let's get a somewhat outpost built. We're only 1.5 kilometers away. But that's fine. We can always move the operations as well. We can always have multiple mining areas if we need to. We'll just land here nice and gently. There we go. Turn off the thrusters. Nice. It's quite nice that we're going to be set up here where we've kind of got the mountain on one side, it going down, and then this slight ridge on the left. Don't know, there's something quite nice about it, like we're in a little pocket. But anyway, enough of the view. We need to figure out what we're going to build here. So, we've got plenty of resources. Let's start with... we'll start with the kind of like the entrance to it. Now, whereabouts am I on the... oh, I'm too far away, aren't I? From that to figure out where I am. But that doesn't matter. Because even if this is raised up a little bit, that is fine. So let's get rid of you. And we're going to go for our trusty floor blocks. Unfortunately, there isn't a ramp variant of it. We have an actual ramp, which we may be able to paint. Which might be an option. But for now, let's go for the floor. I need to change the colour back to default because I have no idea what colour we're going for here. And I'm going to need some interior plates. Okay, so I want to go for... do we have like a tarmac colour available to us? We don't, do we? Oh, we got concrete. Does that work on this block? Maybe. Yeah, because what I want to do is I want to have the dark side of it. I don't know what that's doing. Let me try that again. Oh, that side. Look at that. Proper concrete. Well, when it's not in the light. There we go. I got it gravity aligned. So let's go with... Oh, I kind of feel like the dark side would be better though. Okay, so I've got kind of just a floor sort of laid out. And this floor is solely going to be for the docking area of the wheeled vehicle. So my thinking is I'll have a ramp here. It can come up and then it will get to here and it will turn. And then there'll be a connector here that it will connect to. And then when it needs to come out, I'll see if I can get it to reverse and it can go down the ramp. This is theory. I don't know if it's even possible. I'm sure it probably is if I'm clever enough. But we'll try and do what we can. I'm not going to weld all this yet. I want to just try and get like an idea of where everything's going to go first before I spend the next like 4 hours of my life just welding the floor. It's almost like having a welding ship would be a good idea at this point. So the idea is that the connector is going to be somewhere here. There'll be a wall, it won't just be open. As for the connector itself, I think, because I don't know how big the vehicle I'm going to be building is, I think it should probably be connected to a piston. So we'll just create a temporary structure. Let me get some steel plates out of here. And this is completely temporarily. So let's just stick some of these down. And my thinking is the connector will probably be in this block here. So my piston needs to be connected. We only need a single piston, which can stretch out. It's 10 meters, isn't it? It'll go. So if I did that, if I do one more. So say you had you connected. I want it to be basically be available on any of those blocks there, which means the piston itself will probably have to be docked to there. Piston then a bit. I mean that actually gives me a lot of space. That's probably too high. What about if I did it there? So you'd have piston, and then you can have connector. Yeah, I think that probably works. So that top block needs to be a conveyor. So we'll just use one of these because I don't know where it's going to be getting connected to yet. So we'll just stick you there. And the piston will connect underneath that. Mount with the big one. There we go. So you're going to go there. And then just for the sake of giving it some space, we'll just bring this over here. Again, this won't be staying. There we go. And I should be able to remove this now. Okie dokie. So then below that piston, my connector's going to be over here now. Am I bothered? No, I'm bothered. Conveyor. We'll go for a round one because it'll be on view. So we'll just stick that there and then go for connector on the end of that. And we'll have it, yeah, we'll have it sideways, give us a little bit more space. No, because these aren't bang on in the middle, are they? Let's go for that. That'll be fine. Can you tell that I'm completely winging this? Because I am. Okay, so thinking that this is just going to be the platform, this is solely just where it's going to come in and drive. The drilling itself needs to happen somewhat further away, but this needs to be connected to the storage system that's going to be on here. So maybe I should think about building this wall now, just so I have an idea of like what's going to be where. And the storage, I think what we'll do is we'll build it inside of a warehouse, so that the building itself will protect the storage. Because what we don't want is something to come and just shoot out our cargo containers, because that wouldn't be great. So this wall could act as like one of the walls for the structure. But when I say structure, I mean more of like a barn kind of setting. So pretty tall. We're only going to try and get a single layer of cargo containers in there though. But then one side will be open plan, and this will like look out onto the drill. So for the wall, I haven't really done any walls, have I? So I don't really know what's going to work well here. I mean, we have the sci-fi interior wall, but it's not really that kind of wall. What about the... We could go for some dusty armor, make it look like it's been here a while. Might be an idea. And then that way we can use kind of any block and we just kind of paint it. The floor blocks, they have this detail on some of the sides, which might work quite well for a wall. So I guess we can try and do that. Although it's not going to match the floor, but again, the concrete, you wouldn't have a concrete wall. Well, you could have a concrete wall, but we're not gonna. So let's get that connected. So first things first, we will have the dark side. Well, I need the decal. And what we'll do is we'll give the piston connector some space, but we'll use some hazards. Do I go for the black and white or do I go for the yellow? I feel like the black and white makes more sense. So if we go there, there, we'll have to have a corner piece there, but we'll find that in a second. And then we'll have the that there. And then for the corners, it's part of the floor edge block. I've just seen it. There we go. So we stick that there, remove that one, and do the same on this side. And then in here, we'll just go for the dark side up. So, not that block. That block. And we'll go for that. Okay. That'll give that enough space. It doesn't need that much space, but it kind of makes it look almost like something. I don't know. I'm using words. I don't know. Right, let me design this wall and I'll bring you back. I just need to head back home because I am running very low on jetpack. I did need to recharge, but I've just remembered that the cockpit will do that for me. But never mind. While I'm here, though, it's very apparent that I'm going to need a hell of a lot more resources. So let me just grab whatever steel plates I can. Speaking of meteor storm, if I look at the Gatling turret, you know what? Toggle everything. No, not neutrals though. That way, if a meteor decides to hit me, at least the ship can defend itself. Now we look like we're fine. Okay, I don't need to take this guy in, so let me just park up here. There's no point in... Oh, actually, no, I do need resources. So, yeah, let's take it inside. I might add some texture to the supports. Rather than it just being like a matte kind of... Or silk finish.
Low.
Yes, I'm here now sorting it. Yeah, we are going to run out of power. 100%. So give me that, and also while I'm here, make me another couple of bottles. Hydrogen, please. Will this take the bottles automatically? Yes, it will. Nice. Oh, and they can... Have they always been able to stack? Probably. Right. I want as many steel plates as you can provide me with. I've also used some tubes, so give me some of these. I used them on that piston. I want interior plates, so I'll grab a few hundred of them. And then, last but not least, I want some construction components. Because the floors are quite expensive when it comes to various different components. So let's make sure I don't run out. Right, let's head back. What's quite nice about this ship as well is that because I've put the thrusters as high as I have, they're less likely to damage whatever I'm landing on, which is always a good thing. You know something? There's this square piston. Because what I was trying to do, look, is I was trying to provide that one some support, but it doesn't quite work. But if I was to build the square one, it might look a little bit better. So let's give that a go. Yeah, I'd say that works a little bit better. It's not quite right there. But any other way that I do it also doesn't look right. But I'm somewhat happy with that. There are also some panels you could potentially put on the front. I mean, just putting a light panel there might be better. So yeah, at some point I'll look into that and see if it's worth me kind of greebling the front of the piston. Right, so you get the idea what I'm going for here. Yeah. Now, before I do any more of this, and I would like to get power over here. Because it would be nice to be able to plug my ship in and just allow it to charge a little bit while I'm sat here working. So you're going to come in, and then what I'm probably going to have over here is like a ramp going up to a door. The door going into this side. And as I discussed, behind this we're going to have all of our cargo containers. Now I can remove this because that is supported by the beams. So this isn't needed anymore. See, I told you it was temporary. And then what we'll do, if we're going to have stairs come up and we're only going to go up one block, then that means our floor is going to be at this level. So I need the cargo containers to be at that level, but I want the access at this level. So the cargo containers are still going to sit down another block. Now, I'm thinking the whole kind of facility is kind of going to be outside. We will have a site office which will be inside, but the bulk of it will probably just continue to use these floors and kind of have that feel of kind of like you're in like a construction yard, or I don't know, a working yard, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to stick one of these. Well, I need to get some more stuff. But yeah, let me build this out and let's see what we end up with. Right, and then the cargo containers themselves. So I'm not going to build these yet, but these are going to go kind of like there. Yeah, obviously it'll be like that. And then we'll have a couple split with a conveyor so we can get in between them. Just because it would be nice to say we can. But I just need to get some of this floor welded. Okay, and then these can pretty much go bang in the middle, and that will line up the conveyor at the top nicely. So if we stick one there, and then we'll stick another one there, and we can always expand that way if we need to. So then all we'll need to do is pipe that to the conveyor, and that'll be good. And the main use of these is going to be solely ice. What we'll do is anything else we mine when we start getting too deep is we'll stick that somewhere else, and maybe we'll just process that here. Stick some more refineries out here, and then it can be like a really big processing plant. We've got a little hangar over there where we kind of have our ships, and we react to threats as and when we need to. Let me quickly get these guys welded. I wasn't going to, but No, I can't leave them unfinished. Okay, so there's our 2 cargo containers. And then what I would like to do is power. Now the sun rose from that side and went that side. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the solar panels over here. So if we say what's going to happen is, let's say we have the ramp, there'll be a railing, maybe like a bit of a raised wall, but not as high as that wall, like maybe only 2 blocks high. And then on the other side of that, we have some angled solar panels. We could do solar tracking. We could do solar tracking. It would maximize our power. Do I want to do that? I guess it makes sense. But I liked the idea of having my angled solar panels. So no, I'm gonna do what I wanted to do, and I'm gonna have angled solar panels. Screw it. We don't go for efficiency. We're going for, well, something completely different. Right. So if we went for, I want to get this wall raised up. I do like the floor blocks that I've done. I like the rusty color that we're going for. It wasn't heavy rust, it was dust armor, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. Let me just grab it just in case, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. They are the small blocks, not the large blocks. Okay, so we'll just stick one underneath just for getting the wall connected. Maybe we'll have a couple of points. It can't hurt. And then we will go for this wall. Actually, this might look quite good using the... Let me grab the concrete colour. What I might do instead is kind of do that for the wall all the way across. That might look alright. If it doesn't, I probably won't change it. So it needs to work. Otherwise, it's just staying there anyway. There we go. So we've got a couple of connection points. We'll sort something out with this corner. So now that we have that, it's the light colour that it goes into. So if we went for... We can go for that one, I guess. What's he doing? He's completely winging it. Oh no, we can't do that because of the thing on top. Okay, fine. We need something that's going to look good on top. So if we did that, we end up with the hash on top, which actually, you know what? That works. Let's do that. Did I say hash?
Energy low.
Probably. What do I mean by hash? Don't know. Okay, and then what we would do... So the idea here would be the solar panels will kind of be like this. Whoops. Kind of something like that. Why do you ask? Why am I wasting my time doing that? Because I think it'll look alright. But I think I might need to put that wall up one more. Just so we've got a nice angle. So I'll take off this top layer of wall. Just put the light face coming out. Not using that one, using that one. Oh, we'll mix and match it actually. So we'll do that. Then we'll do that. Screw it. Then we'll do that. What just happened? Then we'll do that. Then we'll rotate you like that. So that should be better, I think. So if we were to have the solar panel like that. Yeah, that'll potentially work. So all I would need is some hinges on the top. I thought he said he wasn't going to go as high as the other wall, he said. I thought he was going to make it shorter, he said. Well, if you've not noticed, I'm completely winging this. So, this is going to be something like that. And I think that is possibly more than enough space. Or at least it needs to be. So, if we go for hinge... I don't know how this is going to look. There's a chance that I'm going to do this and hate it. But we'll see. We will see what happens. So I need both hinges facing down. Let me get both of those welded. Have I even counted this right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. No, I would be asking too much. This needs to be even. So let me do a thing. We'll just build this wall out one more. Might as well. So we had yellow at the bottom. Then we went for just random in the middle. Well, hang on a second. If I had yellow on the bottom, then that side was that. Ugh. We'll have to sort something else out for that. Okay, so let me go for you, you, and you. And then we'll put the hinge there. Okay, and then solar panels. So if we go for 1. Whoops. But you get the idea. It's gonna work. It's gonna be fine. So then we go unable to. What? No. No. Fine, I'll do it on this one, but I need to lock it in place. Oh, now I need them both to be in the same place. I need some temporary power. Let me stick a turbine on top of the drill. Okie dokie. Now I need you to come back to 0. Other way. You need to be 0. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too far, too far. Ah! Ah, got you. Confirm. Lock. Right, I need to lock you. Thank you. Let's try that again. So we go solar panel. Solar panel. Solar. Solar. And this one needs to connect to that. Yeah. Because then what I need to do is I need to merge block these two together. So if we go for... Huh? Oh, come on now. I'm sure you can stick to that. There we go. That'll do. Yeah. Yo there and yo there. There we go. So they are both now a single grid. And then what I'm going to do is pray that both these hinges are the same way. So I've got that little nook there. The little nook there. Okay, I think they're the same way. That is fine. Now I need a control. So let me just stick a temporary button here. Not a button. That control panel. Stick you there for now. And the idea is that we'll do hinge, hinge, and we'll call these solar hinges. And then the solar hinges, we should be able to... Don't need to share the inner tension, there's not much on them. So if I unlock them, and then start bringing them both down, 0. How's that angle? No, I need more. I need more. So let's do that again. Other way. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and stop. That looks like it's in exactly the same place as it was. The deuce. And stop. Okay. I'm somewhat okay with that. That's fine. What I would really like to do would be to hinge them to the bottom. Then lock both sets of hinges, and then we've got some nice angled solar panels. So, what I'm going to do is figure out if that's even possible. So, let me get some blocks. You do that. I don't need the control panel on there. Give me those. So if I was going to go like this. So the hinge probably wouldn't work there. Or would it? I don't think it would. It might. It bloody might. Well, not there, obviously. Fool. So what we do, if I record this, is we get the hinge part. We put the hinge part there. We'll see if I'm doing this right, because it's been a long time since I did this. Let me get another hinge. Or another couple of hinges. Right, we get you welded. And then I'll need to raise those up a little bit. So let's do that. So these hinges come up ever so slowly. That was too quick. But you get the idea. It might not work. I might need to displace them. But then let's say we went for some more of this. And we'll just go for this one, like just a normal concrete at the top. Because you're not really going to see this anyway. It will need to be connected to the base. So if I connect it in the middle, at least it's somewhat protected by the solar panels. I've run out of blocks. Or components, I should say. So it doesn't really matter too much where. I might even get all of this connected underneath. But if I just do this and then put a block in, it doesn't matter what piece I put in there. So that is all connected. Even if I take out that side there, it's still got access to power, which I need the bottom hinges to have, I think. So then we'll bring this all the way across. Oh my goodness. Plate. Okay. And then, if I recall, do we have to... Well, we need pieces first. So we can just place... Oh, crap. Crap on a bike. On the plus side, look how well that is lined up. And that was complete fluke. So we do that. We get the part to go. Come on now. You'll fit there. You know you can do it. Do I need to get you to go up a little bit? Because I'll do it. I bloody will. Right. Let's bring you up. Nope. Right. Let's try it now. So hinge part goes there. Get the pieces. Right. Now I need to move that ever so slightly. I don't think there's a way of using build vision to kind of do a group. Is that too slow? Yes, I'll be waiting all day for that. So let's go for 0.05. That looks much quicker. Okay. So if we just wait for that to kind of center. And then I time it so by the time I get up there, it's pretty much where I need it to be. So if I go up there now. Set those to 0. How are we looking? Alright, I was a bit too quick. That's fine. That's what my wife says. Right. Let me go 0.10. How's that? Ooh, I think we can deal with that. This gonna work? Attach. Hell bloody yeah. And this one? Attach. Boom. We have an angled solar array. So, let's get these welded. Just in time for no sun, but it is what it is. Ah, rats. Well, that's fine. The next trip I do, I'll bring some more solar cells across. But that should start helping with power production. I'll turn that wind turbine off shortly. For now, we think the stairs we're going to come up, so I'm just going to place a battery here. Not going to stay here, he says, like everything else. But I would like to start gathering some of this power. We're going to need it for later. So we'll stick a couple of batteries there, because I'm sure I brought enough stuff for 2 batteries. I'm on my last hydrogen bottle, so at some point soon, I'm going to have to go back to base. Oh, it just takes a while to refill. That's fine. There we go. So I'm hoping... So we're just using wind turbine power, wind power, but we are generating a bit of power, so that is good. We're storing it. Mars looks good, doesn't it? I will make it there. Right now, I'm worrying about other stuff that doesn't matter. Okay, so we've got power, we've got a bit of storage, and we've got what's going to be our little entrance way. We've got some solar panels which aren't quite finished, but you get the idea of what's going to happen there. I probably will try and protect the hinges a little bit. We've got 4 of them, so someone would have to shoot out all 4 for it to be a problem. I'm hoping we'll be alright. So then I guess what I want to do next is let's get these 2 cargo containers connected. Actually, let's get the ship connected. That would be a good idea. So if we do this and go connector, I need pieces. Okay, that's good. what I could do is set up, because we're going to connect that up, but I still need to be able to get to the components of it. So I was going to say stick a sorter on here somewhere and have the sorter kind of drain into here. But I don't want to clog it up with anything, so maybe I will leave it as the ship that I'm doing. But that conveyor, I need to connect to these two. So in between here, we'll just go for we'll go for the round ones again. Let me grab some stuff. And we're going to stick a T in the middle here. Like so. And then I need a couple of streets. So bring you up here. I would go for the armor ones, but I think the armor ones are going to look a bit weird. So I'm going for, well, I'm trying to go for looks as opposed to function, which is why nothing is going to last more than 2 seconds on this playthrough.
Energy low.
That's okay. Stick you there. And that should connect the connector to the cargo access. There we go. What I should be able to do is connect this ship to that container. Now, obviously this ship is massive compared to the space here, but it should still fit, I think. So let me rotate this guy. I think we'll be alright. Oh yeah, look, I always think things are bigger than they are. Right. So if I bring that there, should be able to get you docked. And then we'll put the batteries on to recharge. We'll leave the thrusters on. I don't think it uses power. I mean, it'll be using a little bit, but if I check the batteries on this thing, they should be recharging. Recharge in 13 minutes. Boom. So we are gaining power. So we'll leave that there. The thrusters look like they're working, but I think that's because it's part of a subgrid. But I'm not too concerned. We're not using power anywhere else. Any power that these are gaining for now, I'm happy to use on the ship. Fully depleted in 4 minutes. That's because our solar panels aren't plugged in. But that's fine. No, you know what, actually? Let's not waste power. Turn off the thrusters. Oh, bloody hell. That's because the weight of the ship. So let me turn on your inertia tension. And that should help with that wobble that we had. Obviously, I'm not too worried because, like I said, it's not designed for this ship. It's designed for a little wheeled vehicle that'll come in, grab some ice, and fuck off that way. Okay, but anyway, we have access to whatever we need now, so I can grab stuff out of here and put it back in. Perfect. Right. Next thing to try and do is going to be to start getting the drills, because once we know the size of the drills, we can start building the facility around it. Now, I can't decide whether to build one massive drill or have a plunger that'll plunge, come back up, move across. Plunge, come back up, move across. The latter would use a lot less material. Potentially. But it would need... Oh, you know what I could try and do? And I'm saying this like I've done it before, I haven't got a clue. I could make or I could try and build some rails that move across, and they will... Well, how would I get the... I was going to say rails, but the logistic issue... What's that? Anyone able to send a clean suit? A drone or two might help as well. Why? Who's crapping themselves? We're under attack. Who? What supply post? There's no supply post. I'm not hurting anybody. Yeah, what I was going to say was a couple of rails, and then I could put wheels on it, and I could have the drill move. The problem is getting it to stay connected to the base. Obviously not great. You would have to have its own cargo system, so like a cargo container on top or something. Have it do the drilling. Once it's full, return home and connect up. That sounds like a good idea. That does sound like a good idea. Am I clever enough to do that? Nope. The question is, am I going to try? Because I know things like trains are possible in this game. I never built one. But I know, like Splitsy on a recent Space Engineers video, he's got a train and he's going to like build his rail from the train, which is really cool. But I don't know how he's done that. I've not watched all that playthrough, so I have no idea how it even works. Could I wing it? Because what do we need? We need... Oh, let's do a plan. I forgot I did my jetpack. This is going to go well. Okay, so let me grab some steel plates. So what we would need, and I'm just going to kind of model it out a little bit. So we would have, and we'll do it as a small version, we'd have a rail. Okay, and that will be as long as it needs to be. Parallel to that, we would have a second rail. So something like this all the way across. Again, just as long as we need it to be. And that would allow the drill to move this way. Because you'd put wheels on either side. I don't know how the hell I'd do that. I'd figure it out. Maybe not. But then, in order for the drill to move this way, you need to have a second set of rails. So what you would have to do is you would have your wheel there, and then on top of the wheel, or the wheels would then move a second frame. And that second frame is the one that the drill would operate inside of. So again, you'd have one over here parallel to it. So you'd have wheel, frame. That would come all the way across. Like that. So then those wheels are going to move. And then the drill would also have its own wheels, which would also operate this way. Is that something I want to do? Because it feels like it would be quite cool if it was built, but one, I hate using the word cool. I don't know why I keep saying it. Two, I'm not clever enough for that.
Meteor storm inbound.
Uh-oh. Where is said meteor storm? And will my Gatling shoot my wind turbine while trying to protect it? I think we're clear. Go, Gatling gun. You missed it. You got that one though. And you missed that one. Well done you. Yeah, once we've got this place built, we're obviously going to need a lot of Gatling turrets around just to defend us from the meteors. I mean, I know I could build a really big spinny drill which would do the job. But where's the fun in that? It's not always fun to go for the easiest option. Sometimes you want to go for the stupid, ridiculously hard, not worth it option. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. What else are we going to do around here? Let's build a ridiculous contraption that isn't worth the time that we're going to spend building on it. To mine a little bit of ice for power, which we could get from wind or solar. Yeah, basically that's my point. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. This base is running out of power. Oh, it's about to run out of power. But wait for that sun to come up, and we'll be good. I should have the components for another wind turbine, actually. Let's see if we have. I think we have. And I can just stick it on here. It's not going to give me much power because it's not very high, but it's better than just the one. This railing is going to need to be bloody massive if we have any hope of it being worth the time we're going to spend on it. And it's also going to need cargo access, and it's going to need to be able to get back to where it needs to go. I don't know if I'll be able to program that, to be honest, because it's not like other games. I don't. Oh, I could do GPS. I could always get it back, because I could have it drive to... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we make it manually controlled. We go for a plunge. We don't go for a plunge. We go for a plunge. We don't go for a plunge. Oh. It could be a fun little project. I just don't know if I want to spend so much time on it. Screw it. I'm gonna have a think about how I'll do that. I don't know about the actual workings of it, but the actual mining apparatus itself, I might be able to build something that'll work. But I'm thinking we start with a small one, figure out if it's possible to get it to do the mining itself. If not, then we suck it up and say, right, it's manually controlled. But if you can get ships to go and mine, surely you can get a stationary drill to mine. Well, somewhat stationary drill to mine. Maybe. I'll have a think. Right, I'm going to call it there because I'm about to have a very long thought process and it's not worth watching. So, bit of a shorter episode, or at least I think it will have been after the editing. But yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you, I appreciate it. If you have any ideas on how to make the actual drill work, I am all ears. I will have a go at building the frame and see if I can figure out how to get wheels to stay on a rail. Don't know if I'm even capable of doing that. But yeah, the actual programming of that, is it possible in vanilla? Or would I have to use scripts or mods or something? Because if I can, I'd like to avoid it. I'd like to see if it's capable of doing that vanilla. I guess scripts are vanilla, but I can't write one. So to me, it's not vanilla. Because I'm a simple person. But yeah, thanks for your time. Until next time, take care. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.